Go on. Slide it on your thumb.
Like a ring? Huh.
Try sticking your thumb out, like you're giving me a like. Access your ring terminal to view the map. From here you can check order details, as well as the cargo for delivery. Now then, let's review the mission that you'll be undertaking on behalf of Drawbridge. Your destination is a research lab in southern Mexico. When you arrive, you'll need to use the Cupid to connect it to the chiral network. Chiral communication utilizes the beach, where time barely passes. Using the Cupid in conjunction with a delivery terminal will allow us to initiate a zero-time massive data transmission. But because of the distance, it's not feasible to head straight to the lab to establish a connection. You'll need to use the way stations to extend network coverage until you're close enough to get the lab online. Your first stop is C1, Ciudad Nuda del Norte. Bring them a delivery and welcome them into the network. Improper corpse disposal remains a serious problem in Mexico. With every additional corpse that spawns a BT, the risk of a void out grows even higher. C1 in particular is struggling to handle this issue. But once they're online, we can give them the technology they need to address the situation. Why don't you take a look at the cargo you're carrying by opening the menu? You can access useful information about your deliveries via your ring terminal. To review the cargo currently in your possession, select Cargo Management. This is the cargo you'll need to deliver. Be sure to get it to its destination in one piece. It's an excellent idea to place the most important cargo in your backpack. We've given you some additional equipment. It can be carried in pouches or in special hooks, just like cargo. All these weapons can be used to incapacitate humans without killing them, so there is no need to worry about causing a void out. Be sure to weigh your various options as you load up. Return to the menu when everything looks good to go. Finally, before heading out, make sure to plot your delivery route. Return to the map. See your destination? There's a river you'll need to cross to get there. There are bandits in the area too. Armed groups that have attacked borders in the past. Think about what route you might take from your current location.
Commencing route creation.
When you plot a route on the map, you'll see what hazards you may run into along the way. You can face these challenges head-on, or try to find a way around them. How you get to your destination is up to you, but think it over before getting underway.
Delivery route
latest model Cupid just completed. We decided to put a hold on network expansion until it was ready to go. Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world. It won't be any harder than before either. The Carol network terminals are ready and waiting. Bridges saw to that. Emily's expedition split into two groups midway. The first continued west, while the second cut south into Mexico. But again, they were only able to lay the groundwork. Until you bring those terminals online with the Cupid, the network can't grow. Hungry?
No.
No more baby food for you.
Let you get fragile in your trouble, I'm gone. Don't you break my kid.
Now who wants to eat?
done. Gotta work on those core muscles. Been a while since I held a gun. Oh. He's toppled over. He's toppled over. Whoa. The skin of my teeth. We're in enemy territory now. We're in enemy territory now.
That's the way. Yeah, that's the way.
Show him how it's done. Show him how it's done. This is too close. This is too close.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Security measures that usage is restricted. Inside facility grounds that usage is restricted. Inside facility grounds.
Access the delivers and request. Process your orders and requests. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Sam. It can't have been easy. You must be Sam. It can't You're here to bring us onto the Chiral network, right? You're here to bring us onto the Chiral network, right? We'll be able to dispose of corpses properly once you've got us alive. We'll be able to dispose of corpses properly once you've got us alive. To worry about. That'll be one less thing for I believe you have some cargo for me, yes? Anyway, I believe you have some cargo for me, yes? It could not have been easy to come all this way. I realize it could not have been easy to come all this way. But you would never know it by looking at this stuff. Thank you. It's just like everyone says. You're a man that people can rely on. It's just like everyone says. You're a man that use your Cupid to bring us online. Okay, the Chiral gateway you brought us should allow us to establish a connection between Mexico and should allow us to establish a connection between Mexico and at our disposal. We can finally solve a lot of our problems. We can finally solve a lot of our problems.
successfully expanded. Commencing data collection. Now displaying your current order grade. Now displaying your current order grade. Order grade increased. Congratulations. Order grade increased. Congratulations.
Chiral network connection confirmed. And now we can begin fabricating the latest corpse disposal. And now we can begin fabricating the latest corpse disposal. We've been dealing with our dead by burying them in tar. We've been dealing with our dead by burying them in tar. We should be okay moving forward. I really can't. We should be okay moving forward. You must be exhausted after your long journey. You must be exhausted after your long exclusive use. We've prepared a private room for your exclusive use. There are countless dangers in these parts. Don't push rest until you're fully recovered. Please, stay here before you set out again. Please, stay here before you set out again. Well, our corpse disposal problem is no longer an issue thanks to you. Disposal problem is no longer an issue to get rid of the BT area we created. There's nothing we can do to get rid of the BTs and damage from timefall and chiralium exposure. BTs and damage from timefall and chiralium exposure. And let's not forget about the bandits willing to attack travelers. Let's not forget about the bandits willing to attack travelers. We remain connected to the network. But so long as we remain connected to the technologies, we'll have access to new tools and technologies to help more than a connection to the outside. You brought us more than a connection to the outside. You brought us hope. As I mentioned before, we've been taking them to a nearby tar pit and dropping them in. We've been taking them to a nearby tar pit and dropping them in. Too far. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before the whole pit turned into a BT area. And it wasn't long before the whole pit turned into a BT area. BTs in trying to prevent the emergence of BTs. We ended up facilitating their creation. Gyro contamination has only grown worse. Gyro contamination has contributed to an increased suicide rate, which have contributed to an increased suicide rate, which in turn has resulted in even more bodies that we've thanks to the gyro disposal property. We can now fabricate the corpse disposal facilities that now fabricate the corpse disposal facilities that we lack. Everything's going to be all right. Thank you again for everything. I'll get started right away preparing your next order for you. I'll get started right away preparing your next order for you. Be good to go. By the time you just need to access the delivery terminal here. You'll just need to access the delivery terminal here. I hope I can count on you.
about Lou, don't be. If you're worried about Lou, don't be. I'll admit, the stuff is pretty new to me. The app has been a big help. Is pretty new to me. Figuring out why a baby's crying, getting the milk, figuring out why a baby's crying, getting the milk. It's had the perfect advice for every situation. It's had the perfect advice for every situation.
Hi.
So, how does it feel to be back in the saddle? How does it feel to be back in the saddle?
Same as it ever was. Works, same as it ever was. It's the first time I've been away from Lo. It's the first time I've been away from Lo.
Trust me, we're fine. Trust me. Just focus on the road, okay?
Yeah.
Just focus on the road, okay?
Yeah.
Blood volume and stamina at optimal levels. No irregularities and stamina at optimal levels. No irregularities detected at this time.
Departing facility. Departing facility. Order obeyed. Please review and confirm. New order obeyed. Please review and confirm.
Good morning, Sam. Did you have a good rest? We're already making progress in addressing the corpse disposal situation. We're already making progress in addressing the corpse disposal situation here. If you access the delivery terminal, you'll find that you can fabricate equipment for yourself now too. You'll find that you can fabricate materials on hand that you can use to make supplies for your journey. We have some materials on hand. Take as much as you use to make supplies for your journey. We don't have all the same schematics in Mexico that you have access to. We don't have all the same schematics in Mexico. But as you link up more facilities to increase chiral network bandwidth, we should be able to share all kinds of new data with you. We should be able to share all kinds of new data with you. Expanding your fabrication of chiral network coverage to the south. That you're planning to extend chiral network coverage to the south. So go ahead and pick up the order research facility. So go ahead and pick up the order details of the mission while you look at the map provided by ABAS. Details of the mission while you look at the map provided by ABAS. Your next destination is Villa Libre. Your next destination is Villa Libre to meet their needs. The people there don't have enough medical equipment to meet their needs. You'll be sure to earn their trust. If you bring them this delivery, you'll have an easier time convincing them to become part of the chiral network. You'll have an easier time convincing them to become part of the chiral network area. Timefall containers that are exposed to timefall will begin to degrade. Containers that are exposed to timefall will begin to degrade. You can use it to mitigate these effects before it becomes a problem. You can use it to mitigate these effects before the rivers and bandit camps in the area too. Keep an eye out for the rivers and bandit camps in the area too. Much harder. Hazards like these on your way to Villa Libre, you might pass a post box we built. On your way to Villa Libre, you might some spare equipment in its shared locker. We left behind some spare equipment in its shared locker. Everything is yours to use as you deem fit. Everything is yours to use in there too. Enough to fabricate. There should be materials in there too. Also, if you have any extra equipment, you can use the box to donate it to other extra equipment. You can use the box to donate it to other people. You can make another port with a moment's generosity. Finally, you can make another post box has a private locker which can be used to store equipment for later use. And a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items into materials. And a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items into materials. Have enough information to plan your journey to Villa Libre? Have enough information to plan your journey to Villa Libre? Take your time to finalize your route.
Commencing route creation. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Delivery route finalized.
This order calls for some pretty hefty cargo to be sure. This order calls for some pretty hefty cargo to be sure. But don't forget to take into account all the other extras you'll need to carry to get the job done. Every piece of equipment to get the job done also adds to your overall weight. Every piece of equipment you take so think carefully about your overall weight. Try to pick critical items that won't weigh you down and where you are to pick critical items that won't weigh you down and where you are halfway through a delivery. And you're in for a stamina halfway through a delivery, and you're in for a world of hurt.
Make all necessary preparations for your delivery. Make all necessary preparations for your delivery. When everything is in order, head out. Please select an item to fabricate. Please select an item to fabricate.
Thank you. Order accepted. Thank you.
Sign detected nearby. Sign detected nearby.
Please give it your all. Very impressive work, Sam. Please give it your all. Very impressive work, Sam. That's the spirit. Please give it your all.
Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Hey! Hey!
Disengaging weapons restriction. Disengaging weapons restriction. Warning, flight risk elevated. Warning, flight risk elevated.
Trouble nearby. Trouble nearby. Fuck.
out there? Anybody out there? Anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Thanks for the help. Thanks for the help.
time will give you a lot of trouble, right? Thanks for making the trip. Will give you a lot of trouble. Allow me to assess the condition of your cargo. Allow me to assess the condition of your cargo. I don't know what happened to this on the way here, but I don't know what happened to this on the way here, we got it at all. I'm honestly just glad that we got it at all. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. I had a feeling you wouldn't let me down. Time to connect the Cupid. Once we're part of the chiral network, we'll be able to use these remote medical units you brought. We'll be able to use these remote medical units you brought. We've all been looking forward to checked out as well. So go ahead. We've all been looking forward to this. So go ahead and link us up.
Now displaying your current order grade. Now displaying your current order grade.
Chiral communications have been established. Chiral communications have been established units to assess the condition of the child. One of these medical units to assess the condition of the child I'm carrying. The elderly residents here will also be happy to receive. The elderly residents here will also be happy to receive. Seems like you should be capable of fabricating PCCs now as well. Seems like you should be capable of fabricating PCCs now as well. And the resulting increase to the chiral network expansion. And the resulting increase every additional structure will eat into that bandwidth. Of course, every additional structure will eat into that anything you build. But there should be more than enough to support anything you build. There's one other problem we've been dealing with lately. There's one other problem. It's not a critical issue, so I posted an aid request with further details. It's not a critical issue, so I posted an aid request with further details. You can check it out via your Ring terminal. If you're interested, you can check it out via your Ring terminal. I'm not sure. I should have given birth to my child ages ago. I should have given birth to my child ages ago. Fetus seems to have stopped growing at 7 months. Fetus seems to have something's wrong with my body. 7 months. I can't tell what it is. Something's wrong with my body. Not knowing I can't tell driving me insane. And not knowing is with driving me medical units. I might find one of our medical units. I want to believe I can still bring this child into the world. I want to believe I can still bring this child into the world someday. Some of the cargo we had stored here was washed away. Some of the cargo we had stored here was washed away. The water carried it into bandit territory. The water carried it into bandit to reclaim it ourselves. So we're in no position to reclaim it ourselves. Porter like you normally does. Isn't the sort of thing a porter like you normally does. Please, check willing and able. All of the relevant details should be available for review on that Ring terminal details should be available for review. You can use it to confirm the terminal location. You can use it to confirm the cargo's location. Happen to take you out that way. If your travels happen to take you out that way, you'd really appreciate the help. The only people that still live here, other than myself, the only people that still live here, other than younger residents, decided to risk it all. The last and the younger residents decided to risk it all a while back and leave for Ciudad Bandits in these parts a while back. Like the one I used to be. Too many bandits in these parts. We took what we wanted, and like the one I didn't care about anyone but ourselves. We took what we wanted, and didn't care about anyone but ourselves. I realized. But after I got pregnant, I realized I had to clean up my act. I could not keep living like that. Living for someone else. I had to clean up my act. My friends didn't understand at all. So they
My
ditched
friends
me.
didn't understand
Left
at
me
all.
to wander on my own.
So they ditched me.
Until the
Left me
people
to
here
wander on
agreed
my
to
own.
take me in.
Even though the poor souls are struggling with all kinds of health issues. That's why we put in the order for these remote medical units. That's why we put in the order for these remote medical units.
A new order has just come through for you.
Looks
A
like
new
the
order
residents
has
of the
just come
C1
through for
South
you.
Distribution Center.
Looks like the
need you
residents
to
of the
recover some
C1
cargo
South
from
Distribution
abandoned
Center
encampment.
need you to
Bring it
recover
to them.
some cargo from
You can
abandoned
review the
encampment.
specifics of the
Bring
order
it to
when you
them.
get around to accepting.
You can review the specifics
Once
of the
you're good
order
to go,
when you get around to accepting.
access the delivery terminal
Once
here
you're good
to
to
get
go.
underway.
Access
I'll
the
share
delivery
additional
terminal
info
here
with
to
you
get
as soon as
underway.
you do so.
I'll share additional info with you as soon as you do so.
Okay, Sam. Are you ready? Then I'll bring you up to speed with what I know. Are you ready? The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have been stolen by bandits and taken back to their base. That have been stolen by bandits and taken back to their base. Ruins. The base is located in some getting a clear view of it. So you'll have a hard time getting a clear view of it nearby before you charge in. To construct a watchtower nearby you can get a better handle on the situation and improve your odds of getting the job done quietly. And improve your odds of getting the job done quietly. Other porters are also able to make use of your structures. Other porters are also able to make use of your structures. Follow in your footsteps through this area. You can help out the people who follow in your footsteps through this area. Your route. Think about what I told you and finalize your route. Best of luck to you out there.
Commencing route creation. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Delivery route finalized. Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam. Here it comes.
Seriously? Seriously? Only gonna get harder. Only gonna get harder. This is what you're good at, remember? This is what you're good at, remember? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Now then. Now then.
Construction process now complete. Construction process now complete.
Is this the best you got? Is this the best you got? Have faith. Have faith. the best you got? Is this the best you got? Use a quick breather. Use a quick breather. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Undesignated cargo successfully recovered. Undesignated cargo successfully recovered. Processing. Proceed to delivery destination for processing.
Hello! Hello!
I need a drink. I need a drink. Okay. Let's just sit here for a second. Let's just sit here for a second.
Access your order center of virus decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
It's break time. It's break time.
Sam, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo in our possession. We'll be able to determine where gauges are likely to appear in the future. We'll be able to determine where BGs are likely to appear in the future. Let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. So, let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. It's practically spotless. Thank you, dear Mia. It's practically spotless. Thank you. I just have to say that you're an absolutely incredible force. I just have to say that you're an absolutely incredible force. Looks like our chiral density gauges are just about good to go. Looks like our chiral density gauges are just about good to go.
Now displaying your current order grade. Now displaying your current order grade.
It's high time we got on the chiral network. Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster now. Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster. Fabricate blood grenades. We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate blood grenades and build time shelters too. Anti-BT weapon. I think you'll find build time shelters too. The chiral density gauges you brought us have been safely integrated into our system. You brought us have been safely integrated distribution center operations and get back to business as usual. Distribution center operations and get back to business as usual. A lot of lives are going to be saved thanks to you. It's one of the fruits of our joint effort with the lab to develop anti-BT weapons against these entities have been created with the primary weapons against these entities have been created with production is wholly reliant upon regular donations from rare individuals like yourself. Securing a stable supply like yourself. Difficult. Securing a stable supply has been, given your experiences with the UCA. You know all about that, given your experiences with the synthetic blood, with all the same anti-BT synthetic blood, with all the same samples taken from doom sufferers, derived from samples taken from doom sufferers. And despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be more potent than the genuine article. So you can think of our new weapon as a more full-blooded version of a hematic grenade. We won't need to ask you for your blood ever again. In any case, rest easy. We won't need to ask you for your blood ever again. So we have some training facilities here at the distribution center. We have some training facilities here at the distribution center. Give them a try. Feel free to access the delivery terminal and give them a try. By the way, you're planning to visit the research lab, yeah? By the way, You're planning to visit dangerous territory, then. We'll do a quick survey of the dangerous territory, so you might not want to leave right away. We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so you might not want to leave right away. One of our toughest orders on record. You just tackled one of our toughest orders on record here that you can use to catch your breath. A nice private room here that you can use to catch your next run in the meantime. We'll get started on prepping the cargo for your next run in the meantime.
Lab might have taken a hit. The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. Levels appear to be rising. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.
Sam, we've got a situation. The delivery for the research lab is ready for transport. The delivery for the research lab is ready for transport. But this may be due to the gateway just now. But we've identified a due to the gateway in the vicinity of the lab. We've identified a new BT area in the vicinity of the lab. However, I know you've got no BB pods on hand. You're gonna struggle to determine exactly what the BTs are. You're gonna struggle to determine exactly what the BTs are.
Don't worry, if I can get close enough, I should be able to see him at some point. Seems like my steer me in the right direction. Went up at some point. I can take care of the rest. Steer me in the right direction. I can take care of the rest.
By the way, we finished the preliminary assessment of the BTs detected in the vicinity of the preliminary assessment of the BTs detected in the vicinity of the research lab against them. And we've prepared some weapons that should be effective against them. You're a pro. I know you can handle this. We've issued you a number of blood grenades. They use an active agent based on compounds derived from the blood. They use an active agent based on compounds derived from the blood and effective against BTs. You can practice using them in VR BTs. If you'd like to practice using them in VR the delivery terminal to get started. If you'd like to try them out, your other weapons the delivery terminal to get started. Shoot them all. Your other weapons won't do any damage to BTs. Make sure you're well prepared. They won't die. Make sure you're well prepared. According to our initial survey, you can expect to encounter gazers in the field. Another type of BT. If you make contact with emerge from the tar, another type of BT. A hunter will emerge from the tar and try to come face to face with a massive BT known as a catcher. You come face to face with a massive BT known as a catcher consume you. Now, you don't want to ever let a catcher obliterating the surrounding area. Trigger a void out. Obliterating the surrounding area and everyone be a giant crater. If dust settles, so make sure to escape the catcher before that happens. So make sure to escape the weapons at your disposal to eliminate it. Or use the weapons at your disposal to eliminate it. Alright, go ahead and pick up your next main order. Alright, I'll brief you on the details while you check your order. I'll brief you on the details while you check your map.
Good evening, Sam. Good evening, Sam. That's the spirit. Safe travels. Very impressive work, Sam.
All right, Sam. You good to go? The new BT area we've identified is located in these ruins. If we don't do anything about it, eventually someone's gonna trigger a void out. So to prevent that, we need to neutralize all the BTs in this area. There's no shortage of collapsed buildings and hiding spots there, and the timefall isn't letting up anytime soon either. Since you'll also have cargo for the research lab with you, take care not to let it get damaged by the timefall or in any fights with BTs. An aid request for a timefall shelter was registered in that vicinity. If you build one near that spot, you can use it to escape any BTs that may be pursuing you. And if you stash your backpack in a timefall shelter, you can rest easy knowing your cargo's safe from the rain and devote your full attention to dealing with any threats. So if you got room to carry a little extra, consider requisitioning a PCC and taking it along with you so you can fabricate a shelter for added peace of mind. You're the only one we can count on. Don't let us down.
Order accepted. Thank you. Remember to rest, Sam.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Take care, Sam.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Gatequake detected. Intensity. G-scale. 6.
Give me a hand. exit door.
Everything's done away. And I will be silent with you. And the fire and the night, we will be dancing happiness. Every single night, simply dancing, every single night, simply dancing, every single night, simply dancing,
Buen dia, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected.
Long time no see, Sam. Though, having said that, I realize you probably don't recognize me like this. Anyway, why don't you let me take a look at your orders? Some runs are a lot tougher than others, but you got the cargo here, and that's what matters most. Oh, picked up some lost cargo, I see. Should be a nice surprise for someone. We never doubted you'd show. Reliable as ever. A man you can count on. We're ready for you to link us up with your Cupid. Once you do, you'll have fulfilled your objective of bringing the entirety of Mexico onto the chiral network.
Now displaying your current order grade.
So, Sam, don't suppose you remember who I am? The name's Alex. I used to work at the weather station back in the UCA. I was a Bridges employee, reporting directly to Deadman. So, when I was offered the opportunity to collaborate with him here, studying the Death Stranding and BTs, I jumped at the chance, and here I am. And now, you're here too. You actually couldn't have come at a better time. Shortly before your arrival, chiral density levels started to climb, hitting significantly higher ranges than before. This kind of spike is indicative of an imminent giant BT appearance.
I've shared with you some MP bullets that should be very effective against BTs. Because if a giant BT is on the way, then we're gonna need you to put it down. Well, the delivery you were kind enough to bring us contained a shipment of MP bullets that have anti-BT properties. This ammunition will turn your average assault rifle into a BT killing machine. You can also fabricate blood grenades if you want to keep a few on hand. Before you head back out, review your options and requisition any weapons you think you might need. We've set aside a ton of extra materials just for this purpose. Chiral density levels in this region have been fluctuating wildly. We've been seeing a lot of gatequakes and seismic activity as well. It's almost certainly related to recent shifts in the tar currents. Our analysis of these anomalies has led us to believe that the arrival of a giant BT is all but imminent. What the data doesn't tell us is exactly where it might appear. Our chiral monitoring equipment just wasn't precise enough to zero in. Now that you've connected us to the network, though, we should be able to make more accurate predictions. We seriously owe you. It's hard to know when this giant BT is going to appear. So for now, you should rest up in your private room and prepare for a potential fight. That's both mine and Deadman's recommendation. We'll keep you posted, Sam.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and placates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt. And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites. So they tried launching a variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink. But then the researchers found some rather rare birds on their doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a plate gate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself. What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers duly installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area. Now, to their surprise, they caught footage of some unusual marsupials. Yes, a kind you wouldn't expect to normally encounter in Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the Southern Hemisphere. Not long after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived. Ours was not the last bastion of humanity, but Australia had suffered the death stranding too. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
Gatequake detected! Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside. We're prepping weapons for you now. Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need. We're counting on you.
preparations for combat.
Sam, this is Alex. You did it! We've confirmed the chiral crystallization of the giant BT. Local chiral density is already dropping fast. I think we can all rest easy for now. You've saved a lot of lives by killing that monstrosity. We won't forget that. Head to the research lab's private room and take a break. You earned it.
Thank you so much.
As I said before, there's something I need to tell you. It's about Lou. You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging into BB-28's past. That is, Lou's. I found the BB decommissioning records. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
That's BB-28?
This is the child officially identified as BB-28. But if you look closer, Sam, you see at once that it can't possibly be Lou. Right there at the elbow, where the birthmark should be. Nothing. Which means we have another BB-28 on our hands. The one with whom you memorably went west and back not so long ago, that is Lou. Per regulations, the serial number assigned to each BB was unique. No two units should have ever been assigned the same one. I've cross-checked the details with the most up-to-date entries in the UCA database. And indeed, there is no reason to believe BB-28 survived. All of which can only mean, Sam, that the bridge baby you carried with you on your journey across America, Lou, was never recorded in the official database. So, where then did Lou come from? Right now, your guess is as good as mine. But as worrying as that sounds, this could actually be to your advantage, since it's functionally impossible for the UCA or Bridges to track a BB of which they have no record. Which is lucky because if they did know, about a BB that could live and grow outside the pod. They'd want to secure it for study. So take comfort in the knowledge that they don't. That you're free. That you can bring up Lou in peace. How is it, by the way? The two of you living as a family. Right. I have gifts for you. A few things to take back home. An assortment of vaccines to be administered as your child grows up. We want Lou to live a long and healthy life. And it's natural for children to be afraid of shots. Maybe this will help put Lou's mind at ease. A token of my affection. You can collect it via the delivery terminal when you leave. I wonder how big Lou will get. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. As you know, everyone is meant to go to their own beach when they die. But unlike most people, I wasn't born from a mother. I was born from an artificial womb. Transplants provided the organs I never had. I was incomplete and had no beach, I believed. But I wasn't about to accept that. I went back home to study the Ha and Ka and the beach. I threw myself into my work, Sam. I tried. But I think I've done all that I can. In the end, I'm still a patchwork Frankenstein's monster. One that's just about worn out. As a doctor, I can tell you, I don't have long left. So I've devoted my remaining time to research. That's why I'm here, Sam. Where I can focus on the beach. There's so much data here, Sam. On beach formation, jumping via beaches, the relationship between the beach and plate gates. All the evidence you could ever wish for. Not enough to solve every mystery, perhaps, but enough for me to make an incredible personal discovery. That I have a beach after all. It doesn't matter how I was born. I have lived as a human. And thus do I possess a beach like any other. I am not a machine, but a person with a Ha and a Ka and a beach to go with them. Lastly, I have a confession for you, along with a heartfelt apology. I told you once that I didn't have dooms. But that's not actually true. Not that I was lying, you understand. I just didn't know. It was only after I found my beach that I realized. Chiral allergic reaction. I can feel it getting closer. I'm off to the beach, Sam. To my beach. Take care of yourself.
Sam.
Did you know about this?
No. It's news to me, too. I'm sorry that that man is gone. But he would have been pleased that you managed to extend the UCA network all the way to his lab. Thank you, Sam.
I guess I'm homeward bound.
Missing little Lou that badly?
You know I am.
Come on back, Sam. Lou misses you too.
Hey, Sam? About that message Deadman left for you. I hope you understand that he wanted to tell you all that himself. He didn't want it to come from me or anyone else. Naturally, we respected his wishes. We'll also be carrying on his research in his stead. I'm sure you will, but please take care of that last order he left for you. On another note, you can now use your PCC to construct generators and bridges. Build them along your delivery routes, and you're sure to make a ton of other porters very happy. Trust me. Who knows? They might end up returning the favor someday, too. Also, you can now fabricate tri-cruisers, trikes with 2 front wheels. You'll be able to build, charge, or repair tri-cruisers at any facility with a garage. Like this one. It's a battery-powered vehicle, so if you run out of juice in the wild, you can always construct a generator to recharge it. Just be careful not to run out of battery when you're outside network coverage. You can only use your PCC to build generators or any other structures when you've got a network connection. So without coverage, you'll either have to ditch a dead tri-cruiser or wait forever and a day for the solar panels to recharge it. Once again, thank you for linking up all of Mexico, Sam. Be safe out there, and pay us a visit the next time you're close.
Sam, I just reviewed the list of UCA associates. You can rest easy. Any data concerning your life on the run has been erased. So once you've taken care of Deadman's final request, you can come straight home. Access the terminal on site for the details. I'll take care of Lou. Just focus on the job.
Tri-cruisers are now available for fabrication. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. This custom cargo container is designed to be attached directly to your chest. The words, "For Lou," are written on it.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
I will always support you.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Okay. Now that's a damn fun. I step in.
Intrusion detected. Intrusion detected. Level 5 alert. Multiple unidentified armed hostiles inbound. Your shelter is under attack.
They're in danger. I gotta get back. Fuck are these guys? What was his deal?
gunfire detected at your shelter. Destruction of personal database confirmed.
Almost there. Okay. Let's just sit here for a second.
You're such a good kid.
Okay.
Stretch my legs. Nobody's home. Maybe outside. Can't have gone too far from the shelter. the hell happened? Lou. I patched you up the best I could. What happened to Lou?
We were attacked. It all happened so fast.
Intrusion detected. Intrusion detected. Level 5 alert. Multiple unidentified armed hostiles inbound. I tried to jump us out of there. But I could only take my equipment with me. And I couldn't possibly think of doing that. There was no way for the two of us to escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Lou out. Just Lou. I couldn't protect Lou. I am so sorry.